Hi, it's Liz here, and today I fancied making a new journal. I used to, a long time ago, journal in these traveller's notebook style folders, journals, where you use inserts and you just push them through the elastic. These are obviously ones you buy in the shop, but you can make your own inserts. And I did this nature journal and I love doing it. It was in 2019. 2019. Such a long time ago now. What's that? 6 years ago. And I was actually, it popped into my head that I had done a previous nature journal, and I looked through my bookcase for it and found it. And I looked through it the other day, and I really enjoyed seeing the old photographs and the bits of collage that I had done, and yeah, the photographs that are in it and all the different kind of vibes that it was giving me about nature, and some stamping and some colouring, and a picture of the tree near the park where we used to live, and this old leaf that's coming off the page, some snowdrops, and it takes me, yeah, there's Millie in 2020, before she was grey. Oh, her face is grey now. A bit of a watercolour. Just a really nice journal, fir cones, catkins, another little drawing and painting, a little watercolour, some writing. And then because it's this kind of book, it starts to kind of bend. And then I made these sample slides, these kind of specimen slides with butterflies, a collage. And that's it, I think. This last one, January 2021, a snowy walk. So these were printed in one of those little printers that, you know, the kind that print out receipts in shops, like a thermal printer. And people said that the pictures wouldn't last. Well, that's 4 years now, and it's fine. Can you see it? So I quite fancy it, and I stopped using it because I couldn't, the pages were too difficult to work on, but I've kept it in that journal. So I thought, do I want to do a similar type of journal but make it myself and make the cover with the elastics and the holes and I swithered for ages, and then I remembered that I had this little book. And I thought, well, could I use the cover and take the book block out, or I could pull out some pages and just make it an altered book, but it's just quite tiny. I thought, no, this is going to be too small for me, so that got laid aside. And then when I was looking for the nature journal, because I've got a row of traveller's notebooks on the shelf, I found this one, and this one is empty. Now this one is a handmade one, not made by me. I can't remember, I got it on Etsy. It was such a long time ago, but it's nice and squidgy, and it's bigger. So it's bigger than this one by yeah, a good inch or so, and obviously so much bigger than that. And I thought, well, instead of making a whole cover and making a journal, why don't I make 2 inserts for this one? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make 2 nice nature themed inserts with some plain pages, some book pages. I've got lots of things picked out here in my bundle, and make 2 inserts for that, and then we can start working on it throughout the next few months. And it's kind of naturey itself with the cactus. I'm not sure yet if I want to make it my own by adding something on the cover or maybe adding something inside. We'll see how it develops. But this is my starting point. An already made journal cover. Yeah. So I have pulled out lots of papers, and I have here the two pieces that's going to be my covers for the two inserts. So this is this one, 49 in Market, Botanical Records. It's double-sided, it's double-sided but quite plain on the inside. And this one is 49 in Market, Curator's Meadow Nature's Clippings. So I've trimmed them down to size off camera. So I've got two little spare pieces to maybe make little tags or pockets of things. I quite fancy having like bits coming out the side and bits coming out the top and making it all, you know, journaly. So I folded them in half. What I did was I measured so that it was slightly smaller than the cover, and plus where the elastics go through the eyelets, you've got to watch that it doesn't bend your paper. If your paper was too big and up here, it would pull on the elastic. So you've got to measure it so that it just slides in without any bother. And this scrapbook paper is actually quite a heavy weight. So that's going to be my two covers for the inserts. And already I can tell that I'm going to like this way of doing it. Actually, in my head, I was thinking, would I stitch the two inserts? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to leave them. They might get stitched eventually, but what I want to do is I want to leave them loose so that if I'm working on one page, I can pull it out. And yeah. So this piece I'm using as a template. This is a good size. It's slightly smaller than the cover piece. So I know, so it's just a bit smaller all the way round so that when it closes, it's not going to stick out. Don't mind them sticking out a little bit, but I don't want it to be too sticky outy because I would rather add like little tags and little bits of fabric or lace or ribbon or and just different, maybe add tags for different chapters or different seasons or the months. Who knows how it will develop. So leaving that aside, we certainly don't want to go any bigger than this. Don't mind going smaller, but we don't want to go bigger. So I have some book pages. These are just a mixture from charity shops, and I have picked out some naturey themed book pages. So I've got them. I've got an envelope that I can put in one of the inserts. So we've got them. Then this is just from one of those collage books. Wait till I grab it. It's a sheet from this, which has got lots of nature pieces in it. And I'll probably be taking things from, so it's Collage Soup, Hodgson's Botany Journal. 122 fancy collage papers to cut up, tear up and stick on. Collagesoup.com. I got mine from Amazon. So a sheet from there. I've got 2 little pieces of Caddy paper, that's Khadi, which is a kind of soft watercolour paper. I've got, in fact, let's split these into 2 bundles. I've got some mixed media paper, because we want to maybe put one of each kind of thing. I've got just some plain white paper. I've got some dotted paper and some graph paper, so they can be equal. I've got a coloured sheet and a craft sheet, and coloured sheet and a coloured sheet, and a piece of writing paper and some graph paper. And I've got some packaging, so we can put one piece on either, and we'll see how we go. We might not need a second piece, so we've split them into 2, and then of course these won't be terribly equal because I've only got one envelope. Let's leave that just now. Right, I've got 2 of them, so we can have 1 and 1, and then I've got, we can cut that down, keep that, we can keep that folded. Let's see, what else have we got? I've got a kiddies book here. That would certainly do too. Where did my template go? Yeah, so if I cut that in half, or in a sensible place, like across there, it would be fine. So where's my ruler? I'll just do this one right away. Because I still want it to look kind of like a... oh, excuse me. Oh, that was a bit squinty. A junky journal. So one of them there and one of them there. And we'll sort the length when we go through them, and maybe one of them and one of them, and then I've got this one, put that one there. Right, let's do 1, and we will just work through using this and decide how we're going to fold them. Right, that's it. It's too tall. We need a little bit off the end. Wait till I get my... Sometimes I'll tear and sometimes I'll cut, and I don't know what it is that makes me decide, but that just seemed like a tear one. Right, so it's within our grey parameter there. And I think I'm just going to fold it in half. Yes, right, so one done. You put that over there. Let's think about this one. Right, I think I want all those birds in. How will that affect the other side? Yeah, not too bad. And we're okay lengthwise. Right, so just in between where that writing is there. And we'll keep all these little bits. They can be good for something else. Now I wonder if we should fold this in a certain way so that his beak isn't lost. If we folded it so that it's still going to be right, we can take a little edge off. If we put the fold in this one there, we're getting a whole page, and we can just take off a little bit down there. Just where his tail ends. So some of these pages I won't necessarily work on. You know, I might add something up here, and definitely something in this blank bit. But you know, it's not every page that needs something. Right, that's fine. So there's this. And I think with this, we will fold in the edges. To make some pockets. So we need it to be about there. And about there. Yeah, let's just get that nice tree in. If there's a sensible place to fold, instead of cutting something down and it's close enough, because that and that will be separated anyway, so that's fine. Right, this. Again, a little bit tall. Now, do I want the ragged edge or do I not? No. Let's take off down to the edge of the pink writing. Okay, let's just fold this nice. It's a nice time of year to start a nature journal when we're out and about a little bit more. Right, so this is slightly too long that way, but we're okay that way. Can maybe take a smidgen off this way. I think I'm going to take a bit more than a smidgen, because we want them to be, because of the fold, if they're all exactly right, then we will end up with an overhang in the book because of where the fold is. So I'm just going to take the white edging off. You'll know what I mean when we put the sheets together. I think. Oh, I still need a little bit off that. We'll take, quite like the holes, so we'll just take a little bit off. in there. This is right, so we need about half an inch of that, maybe a little bit more. You can see I'm just doing it all by eye. I'm not really measuring, well, we're just measuring as in we're making sure that it's not bigger than the, in fact I think we might do another wee pocket with this one because it's quite plain. So if we put the fold there and then we tuck this in so that it's got a little pocket. And what I might do with some of the pages is take it to the sewing machine and just maybe stitch around the kind of, maybe the plainer sheets. I think what we'll do with this one is the right length that way. We can maybe do an up pocket. Just take a little bit off one end, just to make it a little bit smaller. So this has got an up pocket, so we're going to fold that way. We've got a nice mix going on. Right, we're nearly there, nearly there. Right, I'm going to take 3 boxes off of this. I want to keep the holes. This is actually quite old, this pad this came from. So it's quite it's quite thin and nice and thin. Right, this, what can we do with this drawing paper? It's the same that way, but too big that way. Take a wee chunk off. We could have done another up and down pocket, but because it's drawing paper, probably do maybe a wee sketch on this. It's quite feathery. I must be needing a new blade. Right, now what have we got? This and this. Wonder if we should attach these 2 pieces together and make one. No. Right, let's just fold this one in just a little bit to give us plenty, because this is watercolour card and we might want to do a wee sketch there, so we can put that in that way. And this may be much the same, just fold it a little bit, like that. Right, that leaves us with the brown paper. So we need to take off, or maybe we'll make a pocket again. We'll fold it about there. Ooh, it's all a bit squeegee, this one. And then we'll fold that in. Make another little pocket one. Okay, I think, right, that's me end of the bundle. I'll keep that to do my other signature or pages or booklet or whatever we want to call it. Now, Now we want to put these together. So let's see. Did I put... I'm going to pull this out. I just start because we'll probably move them about a bit once. Right, now I want to put the patterned ones in amongst. There's no particular way of doing this, whatever takes your fancy. Might have the brown paper in the middle, and we might put the two sketchy ones. I wonder if we should put them that way. Right, it's sticking out a little bit there. You could either move it to the back. I quite like it there, so I'm just going to take a little bit off it. And of course, if I ended up doing more sketchy, so being a bit hopeful there, I can always add in more of that. There. Perfect. And it's just got a nice amount in it too. So let's see how we do with this. And like I say, you could stitch that together just with either 3 holes or even just 2 holes and put the embroidery floss through, or wax thread or string even, and just tie a knot. But I'm going to leave them loose just now because I do want to be able to take them out and in as and when. And yeah, okay, that's one done. So I think what I'll do is I'm just going to do the second one exactly the same way. Probably not in the same order because the papers will be slightly different. That's good in there, isn't it? I like that and that. It already looks kind of naturey just because of the things I've picked. Yes, and I will definitely take it to the sewing machine and stitch round a few. I think actually I might move that plain white one to another spot. I'm not liking that it's a plain white one right away. Maybe put it in there. Yes, that's better. Right, we could play around with that for a long time. Okay, I'm going to get my, I've got all the bits, so we'll tidy up a little bit. Oh, and I've got my envelope. I've got my new bundle. So that's the cover for that. That's my new bundle. my template, and cutter. Let's see if we want, the envelope might just be a little bit too big. Yeah. We'll try and think of something. We could try and think of something to do with that. Definitely come up with something. Right, I'm going to go and do this and I shall be back. Okay, so I'm back and I have finished the second notebook, much the same as I did the first one. Just did a few with pockets, folded them over, very loosely, just decided what I might do. And then I took it to the sewing machine. I have stitched a couple of the sheets in the first notebook to make that a pocket. So I just stitched along either edge, and with this one as well, just down the edge there. And with this middle one, I went all the way around and made that a pocket as was planned. And I just think it already adds, I do like the little bits of thread, I have to say. I like that. And it's just looking super duper. I'm happy with it. So I went through my box and I've already got kind of nature tags that I made using this set, which is Elizabeth Craft Designs Field Notes Stamp and Die set. So this is going to be perfect. I'm sure I'll use this a lot in this journal. It's got lots of bits, journal notes, field notes, observations, what I observed. I think that's quite handy. And so that's the little guy there. And then that's that, what I observed. So yeah, so I think we'll put these, and then I made this a while back as well. I don't know if you remember that one. And I've got a few wee bits and bobs here that I might just stick onto some corners that have been in the box for a while. Okay, so I thought it might be nice to put this near the beginning. Maybe over there. I mean, obviously I'm just going to be clipping it on. It can be moved if I decide that something else is going on that page. So we'll just put that there and just layer that up a little bit. We're just initially adding some little bits just to give us a little head start, I suppose. Let's find, there's a nice page that will contrast nicely with that. The kind of buff colour matches there. I'll just clip that onto there. In fact, we'll put it a little bit higher up so that the string will pop out the top. That's good. A little bit of string out the top. And can we push it up a little bit more maybe? And this one, we'll just add things to the first notebook just now. We won't get too ambitious. Oh, that matches nice there. Put it on that folded over bit. And again, that's got string that will pop out the top. And that's quite fitting. It says nature, plants, animals. Yeah, Oh yeah. And that's just like some pre-made things that will give us a little start. This is one of those little corner. Wonder if we could put it on the back of the cover. Yeah. What else have we got? We've got a tab, a couple of half daisies. I don't think we'll use them just now because we need to stick them on and we don't know what we're going to do yet. But I've got this and this, maybe for a wee corner. I actually don't want to stick anything like that down just now because I don't know what I'm going to be doing in these pages yet, but I'm tempted to put this somewhere. Okay, I want it somewhere that's sticking up. So a tall page. That's quite nice because I'm probably not going to do a huge amount to that page, and it's quite a tall page, so it would, if I put that there, let's just clip it on just now. If I put that there, how's that going? Well, you would see it when you opened the book, but the cover is bigger. I wonder if it's better on the edge, if that would work. Ah. Yes, I'm going to put it there. So I'm happy to stick this one down because I don't know that I'll do it. I might have done something up here, but I don't know that I would have. But this doesn't take up much space. It's the last one. I must have made a wee batch of them, and this is the last one that I've got. Let's put it right up there. I must make more. It's nice with the little button and the little feather, the little flower. I think that one was made to be long ways, but doesn't matter which way we put it. It's not straight. There we are. Well, I think that's going to be me for today because that's a really good start, I think. Yeah, I can't wait to add things to it. Do some nature journaling. Might take some inspiration from my old one. I suppose this is volume 2 of the nature journal. Might do that. I could do that sort of similar thing here. Don't know. I'll definitely need to put the year somewhere. Maybe stamp it out because it's amazing how you forget. And I do like these. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. I might move that, not that page, take that page out, use that quote somewhere and stamp it out because that's a lovely quote. So I'm definitely going to steal some of my own, journaling to use in the new one, that's for sure. Okay, so that's it. If you've enjoyed the video today, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.